that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast to the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes, that has come to me. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Running fast toward the edge of my life, Jesus saved me in time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. It is here in the Father's kingdom. It was there for me. You took me in, and you washed away my sins. You washed away my.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays. Happy Friday to y'all. I hope you are safe. I hope you are well. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. I've got a special uh, tribute to Joshua of the Afternoon Tune with my name here. So, uh, so, for those of you who follow me on socials, so yeah, it's fun. So I'll talk about it. Plus, it's me, so I don't fucking care. Um, I think that's what it was. I like this picture of Rhea Ripley, which if y'all don't know who Rhea Ripley is somehow, oh my god, that woman is I don't know if I could even say what I want to say to Rhea Ripley without getting this account canceled. Which is really saying something coming from me. But
That is true.
but I liked one of her pictures, and Josh tried to tried to dunk on me like, oh, you liked her sexy picture. So here's the thing, y'all.
Okay, and
Here's the thing, and Nick will tell you this. Shame is not an emotion that is in my repertoire very often. I rarely feel shame. You can try to shame me. I mean, more power to you, but it's something that does not cross my mind quite often because to a almost Sherlock Holmes sociopathic level, I think I'm always correct. So that kind of negates the shame. So I showed my partner the picture, and it was really funny because she was like, "Yeah, I like that picture too." And I was like, "Wait a minute, you did like the picture?" It was like, "Ah, this is why we've been together for so long." It was quite funny. But yeah, just lesson learned, people. Don't try to shame your boy. It's not gonna work.
I mean,
Plus,
yeah, if I couldn't get you to change your mind about Malignant, then you're not changing your mind about shit.
plus also like my Twitter's been deleted, so if there's anything that I would feel any shame about, it probably was on my like early days on my Twitter, and that's been deleted. So neener. But we will be joined here by Candace's favorite son, Bradley. It's amazing how we're the two people of color and we're always on time, and the white guy
That is nuts. Not just the white guy, the Canadian transplant.
Yeah. So shout out to Duck Kings and Z here, saying that him and his brother are gonna build a fucking miniature bike.
Oh, that is sick.
Right. So I will say, like that's a gear my brain just doesn't have. Like I'm just not good at building shit. Like I'm techie for a reason. Like I can build a computer. Like I can do that shit. But if you're like put this table together, I'd be like can I pay someone to can I pay someone to do this shit?
That's the difference between you and me. I'm like sort of handy. Like I know my way around a toolbox, but if I can pay somebody to do it, or if it's like I don't have time, I will. I can, but I don't like to.
Juicy, what's up, homie? Check out Juicy, by the way, on Twitch. She's an incredibly fun Twitch streamer. Streams a lot of games and stuff. Go ahead and show her some love. Actually, since we're gonna be talking, might as well, let me. Popeye's gotta have his spinach, so let me. Yeah. So I know you're a bit of a musical guy. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I wish there was a world where you could do that shit. Like you could break in a song and like you'd have a choreograph. Like you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you wouldn't have to understand social cues because everybody just sings exactly what they're feeling.
Dude, exactly. And yeah, dude. Yeah, I know we're in a couple discords. Yeah, throw it up.
Yeah,
throw some good stuff.
Yeah, but I think one of my favorite examples of why that kind of would go horribly wrong is because of, and we talk about this guy a fair bit, but the musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where it's all of the things you don't want to say to people, you just blurt out in song.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where like it's kind of like reading minds. Like it would have to be selective. Like you'd have to be able to turn it off because if you're just reading everyone's mind, like Xavier and some X-Men shit, like you would go insane. Like you could not
Like day one.
Yeah, like also I can just imagine it being like real dick too. Like, you're dating for a couple years. It's like, I want a divorce. Yeah, I want a divorce.
I don't love you. I don't love you anymore.
Yeah, like I'd be like fuck you, bitch. Like when you,
I think
when you
I think about your sister when we're having sex. Wait.
yeah, some things don't sound better being sung. So yeah, I like
Exactly.
um
Family Guy had that bit. It was like, you have AIDS. Yes, you have AIDS.
yeah, High School Musical type breaking the song. I don't know any other musical. So I will tell you, I could recommend you several. Most musicals are better than High School Musical. I will say that, even though that does have like a fun like camp bit to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like this camp of like the early 2000s Disney Channel days that you just can't replicate now. And
yeah, like Camp Rock, like
yeah,
another
which
example.
is the most unintentionally hilarious movie of
Yes,
all time.
1,000%.
Just them fucking doing the hip hop dance and just clapping. Camp Rock. Dude,
Yeah, that shit is.
Camp Rock.
Yeah, that shit's wild. Like, yeah, can't like,
Like
yeah, Camp Rock
it's
is a
like I
whole
don't know
other.
if I'm supposed to take this seriously, and honestly, it's funnier if I am.
Yeah, exactly. But Nick, dude, how are you, man? How's your week been? Tell me something good about your week.
My week has been fairly good. Trying to get back into my health kick after some personal things happened in my life. I bought one of those like Ninja Creamies, so it's like you can make your own ice cream in your house, and I'm loving it. I just throw like milk, protein powder, and some little Greek yogurt in there, and it's delicious.
Um, so I will say, Wicked is damn good as far as the
Oh,
musical. Check that.
Wicked, yeah,
Check.
Wicked is fantastic. Tick Tick
That's on
Boom was
Peacock.
one of my favorites a
My
couple years
number
ago.
two favorite film that year. Yeah, yeah,
Might
that
have been
shit.
my number one.
Yeah, I will admit, as I do, like, so real quick, I mean, I'll celebrate more next month, but this is year 11 of me doing the pod,
Holy,
which is insane. Like, I cannot even comprehend that it's been 11 goddamn years. But yeah, here we are. It's really funny too, because the more the podcast goes on, the more like shit's been happening. Like, I just did an interview today, which I won't even lie to y'all. I totally forgot to like. I've had a rough week. Like, I've mentioned it. I haven't been working in about a year or so. I've been having to ask for money, which I'm the person who's used to helping. I fucking hate asking for help. It's just I hate it. It makes me feel weak. That's a whole other mental health thing. But I did Nick's show. I did the afternoon tune, which, by the way, people go ahead, twitch.tv/afternoon tune. Go ahead and subscribe to them. They put on some amazing shit. I'm on there quite a bit too, so you might see a wild Eevee/Hunter appear. But I absolutely love doing the show. But I did Revenge of the Sith yesterday with Nick, um, which, man, like, thank you for
that,
asking if I
that
wanted to do that, because
yeah, that was I was kind of like not expecting much. I wasn't even planning on going to the theater to see it, but I am damn glad I did.
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to a theater. Obviously, I'm penny pinching, so I'm not going out or anything like that. Um, but I did see Death of a Unicorn. That was the last movie I saw in theaters. Really enjoyed Death of a Unicorn. Solid B minus. Like, not gonna blow you away, but it's damn good.
Mhm.
Like, I do wish, and we talk about this. I really wish they hadn't given away that there's a second unicorn in the trailer. That's something that I was just like I really
Yeah,
like.
it's one of those things. It's what do you do to because high concept is very hard to market anyway. So what can you sell this movie on? It's like without showing off the multiple unicorns, how can you sell the movie? because there is, this part of almost like Succession or like a Jurassic Park riff.
Yeah, exactly. But I really enjoyed it. Jenna Ortega continues to just continue to elevate her brand. I'm a big fan
It,
of
it's
hers.
it's nuts how she play how whenever Jenna Ortega gets cast, I think she's phenomenal as
Yeah,
an actress, but I feel like she gets typecast so much as like the snarky youngster. Where
yeah,
she's
like
atrocious. Because like ever
I,
since season 2 of You, she has played that type of character so many times.
I think that's gonna be something that unfortunately she's gonna kind of just have to grow out of. You know what I mean? Cause like it's yeah, but from what I've been seeing her in, whether it's like Scream 5 and Scream 6, which um man, I'm gonna do so. I haven't done this before, but October I'll probably do it. Probably gonna do like a Scream watch along. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for every movie,
Ooh.
but that's something I'm kind of like a Scream watch along with like live commentary would be fun. So I think that's gonna be a road we go down. But haven't watched Wednesday yet. I've heard it's fine. That's what I've heard about season one. That's got
That's the
that.
biggest thing is like I'm not even a big Tim Burton head, and everyone I know says that Wednesday is just aggressively fine.
That which yeah, that sounds like Burton the last decade in a nutshell.
And
Like
I say this as somebody who really liked Beetlejuice. It's like
I you
probably
know
the most fun I've had in a Burton movie in decades.
well it's yeah like so yeah like yeah Wednesday's fine. I didn't mind yeah that's pretty much what I'm hearing. Like it's like it's good. It's high which by the way people like and I think Nick will tell you like that is one thing as a critic that is just kind of that's very grating at this point. It's like not everything needs to be the best
Mhm,
thing ever, the worst thing ever. Like nuance, the word nuance exists for a reason. Like
mhm.
sometimes shit falls in the middle. I'll watch it before I think the new season premieres in September. I think
Okay.
it's September.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
like
sounds right.
yeah. But they're doing that shit. They're doing the part one this week and part it's like
Uh,
Netflix, can y'all stop with that shit? It's very dumb. Like,
no, but that's like
yeah,
the whole. Yeah, but that's the whole flaw in their business model. It's like it doesn't matter like how good or how popular something is. They insist on dumping it all at once so people can binge it, but then it's gone from the conversation like 3 weeks later.
exactly. I think they're gonna do that same shit with Stranger Things. Like, I think they're like, I would not be surprised if they even go 3 parts. To be honest, like, I could see them doing that. Like, like part three, June, part three,
It-
July,
It's
part three. Like, I could see them doing
it's
that.
nuts because I say this as somebody who like liked the last season of Stranger Things, who genuinely liked it, thought it was like some really great TV, but it's Netflix that's kind of killing its own brand.
Yeah,
It's like even down to, and we talked about this also yesterday on my stream with Havoc, is like Gareth Evans was one of those filmmakers who like caught a Netflix exclusive deal like years ago. And Havoc got put on the shelf for like 4 years. And David Fincher, he's been struggling to get stuff made because of his
which
Netflix.
is insane that that's the case. Like, you would think one of like the best in the game right now in Fincher, like he would be.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, Duck King and Z here saying it's a story that didn't really draw me in. Some of the scenes were good, don't get me wrong, but in general, it wasn't what it was for being hyped up to be. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like the Adams Family brand in
Mhm.
general, it's a very interesting property because they did the that CGI movie like I think like 5 years ago.
Yeah, the
The
one with
first
Oscar Isaac as the voice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and that one was good. I actually liked that first one. In the second, I didn't see the sequel. I
Mhm.
heard mixed stuff on the sequel, but I really enjoyed the first one. So, and I think it's a brand that I mean, at this point, studios are just like it's an IP. Let's like, how can we make money off it? Like so I get that that's a thing, but at the same
Mhm.
time, I do think that there is a good amount that could be mined. And Lady Gaga joined season 2. Like, you know, like if there's a property that Gaga is perfect for, it would be fucking Adam's Family. Plus, I love fucking Fred. I love Fred Armisen. Like, I just love him. I'm such a fan of his. Kind of the Cliff Curtis of comedy in terms of he can play any race, and you're just like, sure, like this works. I remember people being really mad about fucking Luis Guzman being
cast as Gomez, which
which
I guess I guess your only frame of reference for the Addams Family is Addams Family Values, where it was who was it? It was Raul Julia.
Yeah. And people, read your source material. God damn, like seriously, read the source material. As Milo, I know, buddy, you're probably gonna get a little high. It's okay.
He's on that orange kitty.
Dude, seriously. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, hey, buddy, I know. So in case for those of you who haven't watched the stream before, this is like a new house we're in, so I'm still getting very used to. I'm gonna end up soundproofing this shit and all that, but it's like it's very weird being in this new angle, new space, and all that. But it's really nice. I'm digging it. So as we wait for Canada, who's taking his sweet ass
Jesus,
I know, man. I'm like,
damn.
We do.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's like we're two members of the races that are stereotyped as always being late. It's like there's black time and Filipino time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's see. I think he's he's saying he can't get anything to work. All right, let me let me see. So my partner, since you brought up Ducking and Z, my partner really dug The Witcher. I haven't. It's funny. I have The Witcher, like the latest game, Witcher. I think it's Witcher 2. I think.
Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is the latest one.
Okay, yeah. So I have Witcher 3. It's in my Steam pile of shame, where it's like one of the games that I have. It's like I should play this at some point, and I just haven't. It was on sale, like the complete edition. I bought it. I will end up streaming it at some point. A new computer is the next. That'll be the next big boy purchase here once I'm back working. But everyone I talked to really liked the show. Thought Cavill, like, I feel bad for Cavill in the sense, like, that motherfucker just can't catch a break in terms of like geek properties. It's like, you want to be Superman? Oh, DC will fuck it up. You want to be The Witcher? Oh, Netflix is like, well, you want to follow the source material. Let's not do that.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, guys, like, can y'all let this motherfucker like get? And I will say too, he seems like a nice guy. Like, he seems like a genuinely nice dude. So like, I want like. Yeah, he
seems like a genuine sweetheart. He legitimately loves all the properties that he is attached to. He loves DC Comics. He loves The Witcher. He loves Warhammer, which I think is like his next project with Amazon.
Yeah,
and that can be, you know, a good thing and a bad thing, because you can be like very precious to what it is that you're trying to make. And I kind of get it, especially after working with Zack Snyder and his take on Superman, that
1000%.
For Witcher, he'd want to advocate more for following source material.
Yeah,
and following material of why this property is so beloved, why these books are so loved, why like 3 console generations later, we're still talking about The Witcher 3.
Which is fucking nuts too. But as someone who played,
I think Witcher 3 has been around just as long as Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which is okay. Speaking of, since you brought up Grand Theft Auto, so let me just be clear. I don't like Rocksteady. I've never liked Rocksteady games, to be honest. I think
Rockstar.
Rockstar, pardon me.
Rocksteady's
Rocksteady has
Arkham games.
Yeah, and they have their own issues. Because I played Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, and that is like the most confusing like interface as far as like a shooter I've played in a minute. Like, yeah, it's not
Mhm.
ideal. But yeah, Rockstar, y'all know them. Max Payne, Driver, GTA, Red Dead. Um, I'm I'm not surprised at all that the game got delayed. Like, I've been saying this for months. The shit was gonna get delayed to last year and next year, and I had
Mhm.
people calling me a hater. And like, if it makes y'all feel any better, I'm sick of how often I'm right. So, but this shit
Bullshit.
but
I know you, man. You fucking you have a freaking album on your phone saved of all the moments that people tell you you're right. That
you,
that is the
you like, well, it's funny in the early days of the chat, like when y'all would be like, "Oh, actually, that's not gonna happen." I had a fucking Excel sheet because I was like in the lockdown, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna keep an eye on this shit." And it's like, "Oh, look who ended up being right." Yeah, not a dick move at all. Uh, but yeah, like the thing that's really frustrating about this is like I know what these games mean to people. I can never really get into them. Like, I dug San Andreas a lot. Like, San Andreas is great. Um, but for me personally, I just felt like the world, like, to have a world that big and not like, and it being so hard at points to get around, I just find that rather irritating. That's what irritates me about Red Dead. Like, it's so hard to find like some of the side quests, even where it's like, oh, like, you like get this person off the wanted poster. It's like, can I just do this shit? Can I just like, is there a hub where I could just go through and like, be a bounty hunter if I wanted to? Like, it feels like they complicate shit uh just for the sake of complicating shit at points. That's frustrating to me. But with that said, with President Cheeto, fucking up the economy, it really feels like a bad time, like really a worse time than ever to get into gaming, especially console gaming, because I don't know if you saw, but Microsoft is raising the price on fucking everything. Everything's going up basically $100. Like every accessory, games are going up, consoles are going up, and it's like y'all, like, I'm not one of those people who's like, you have to pick. But man, y'all, if there's a time for you to get into PC gaming, this is probably the time to get into PC gaming, because like console stuff is just gonna go. Like, the fact that PS5 controllers are like $70
Yeah,
is is
that's
criminal.
fucking that's insane. That is
Criminal.
some fucking bullshit.
And it's something that genuinely pisses me off, because I feel like the controllers are getting cheaper. Like
Mhm.
like my left thumbstick, like at some point I'm gonna have to get a new controller. Like, I'm already feeling like it gives, and I'm like, well, that's not good. Like, you should be, like, it should be better.
Yeah, for
Um,
like $70, the controller should last for like at least a solid couple years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like back in my day, and I'll totally do this. Like, I still have I have one of those Genesis, those Sega Genesis like remasters, and like, that controller, I've had that for like 3-4 years. Shit works just fine. No buttons are sticking. System still boots up. No issues. My Nintendo 64 controllers lasted me for fucking ever. And I was playing that shit more I'm playing my PS5 because I was, 15. I had more fucking free time, you know. So it's really like these companies, man. Like they need to be better, Like, I have a, I game on an old Xbox controller when I'm playing on my PC. Like, that's what I use. So it's one of those things that's very shitty in terms of like the consumer. And the fact that Microsoft is still using batteries in their controllers is fucking stupid. Like, that is sad. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you need to upgrade your shit so it can just be a rechargeable controller. Like, come on, man, people. Like, give me a fucking break. But um, anyways, we are trying to see if we can um, yeah, we're trying to see if we can get Canada fucking working here. It's amazing.
I mean,
he has like 10 kids. Like none of these
yeah,
kids
it's
work.
like not one of his like 19 children is tech savvy.
Yeah, seriously. Like, come on. Like, playing the odds. If you walk into a room with 10 kids, like one of them would be able to help you out.
Exactly.
But
His kids are literally all Gen Z. They know how to work this shit back and forth.
so I'm not gonna lie. Like as I'm getting back slowly, kind of getting back more into TikTok, dude, it's amazing how I can edit a review 10 minutes, boom, like good, and TikTok takes me like 50 minutes. It's like
Yeah, that's why as much as I enjoyed making stuff on TikTok, it's why I kind of like fell off of it for the longest time because it just took
yeah,
so fucking long to edit everything together. It was just
yeah.
too much
Hey, look,
time for like what I was trying to do.
yeah, that's why a lot of my videos are just me going like, all right, I'm at the theater. Here are my quick thoughts. Because it's like, oh, like all these people, all y'all editing, like the people who edit stuff and they like throw up a boot or whatever, and then their outfit changes. I'm like, that sounds exhausting. Like it's like, ugh, like I would not want to go through all that.
Yeah, I tried to.
Um,
Yeah, I tried like planning something out like that and just working on the logistics of it. I gave up after like 10 minutes. I was like, I'm a grown man. I got like a full-time job. I got a house. I ain't got time for this shit.
yeah, like I got shit to do. Like, no, I don't blame you, man. But yeah, since we're fuck it, we'll just kind of jump in here. So we're our review is going to be for a simple favor or a new simple favor, another simple favor.
Another simple favor.
Jesus, oh my God, this is the title. It's a so I guess so. I didn't even know that the first one was based off a book. Had no idea. Had no clue that this was even a book. Apparently it's just one book. Apparently it's not like a series of books, which that's telling. This one also stars Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, and let's just address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
So this premiered at South by Southwest a couple months ago in Austin. Shout out to Austin. I'm getting off at some point here, people. It's gonna happen, goddammit. But it premiered at South by Southwest. Two, I didn't really read reviews on it, to be honest. I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. But the big thing that's been hanging over Blake Lively's head has been this big scandal between her and what's the dude's name, Justin
And
something.
yeah, Justin Baldoni,
Thank
he
you.
directed It Ends With Us.
So let's look. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've had a couple people. I've actually had several people hit me up on socials and be like, "Hey, dude, are you gonna talk about this? Like, what are your opinions on it?" And one thing I've learned doing this is sometimes like shutting the fuck up is free. Like I don't need to share my opinion on everything. Lord knows I get enough.
Yeah.
Lord knows I get enough heat for what I say anyway. So it's like, oh, do I really want to talk about this? Um, since I was on your show yesterday, I'll steal a line that we brought up. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. So, in my opinion on this whole thing, I think they're both. I think she's a bitch. I think he's a monster. Boom. See, they can both be terrible. And at the end of the day, that's why I landed on it. Just the little bit of research I've done on this. I was like, yeah, it seems like there should have been like an intimacy coordinator on set. Which, by the way, people, that needs to be standard at this point.
Yeah, that needs to be standard. Ultimately, it's up to director and actors because there was a whole big stink about Enora and how much of that movie is revolving around, sex work and the fact that they didn't have an intimacy coordinator. But that was, Mikey Madison's call, ultimately. I'm of the opinion, especially in movies like that, with that kind of sensitive subject matter, especially when it comes to sex, possible SA, and domestic violence. Better to have one than not need one.
Absolutely, better safe than sorry, as the saying goes. But reading like the little bit of research I did on the whole lawsuit and everything, and here's what I will say: Blake Lively has kind of had allegations of her being like a bitch since like Gossip Girl days.
Mhm.
Like it's been a thing
Mhm.
that's been like it's kind of similar, and I'm saying just in terms of reputation, so everyone calm down before you freak out. It's kind of like how you always kind of heard murmurs about Cosby and about Russell Brand, and like you're kind of like, okay, there's like a whisper here and there, but it like the noise has definitely been amplified given all of this.
Mhm.
And look, as much as I like Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool, and I think that shields him quite a bit, um, you can kind of tell that Ryan Reynolds is not one to not throw his weight around either.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where you just kind of go, where you just kind of go like, all right, like at some point, if there's smoke, there's fire, and I will say too, I think it's very telling that Anna Kendrick um, has been doing no press for this. Like she's done zilch for
Mhm.
this fucking movie. It's like she's already on to the next project, and the fact is, like all these, what was the thing? Actually, I think I have the quote here, but she Blake Lively, she had this quote uh, earlier this week, I want to say, about like, oh, that's what it was. Like, talking about how she's suffering the lowest
Mhm.
of lows of her life. And it's like, girl, you're rich and white. Like, I think you're gonna be I think you're
Mhm.
gonna be just like I
Yeah,
think you're gonna be just
yeah,
fine.
you're
Like,
yeah, you're rich and white and you never have to work again. Your low lows are not my low lows.
exactly. Like there are people, there are people like me that are fucking not working. You're doing just fine for yourself, I
Mhm.
think. But also let's call it what it is too, man. Like even
Mhm.
in terms of Hollywood, what's the end game here? Like,
Mhm.
do they both have to pay each other like a settlement because they were talking shit? Like, because that's where I think we're heading. Like, because they both can't shut the fuck up, and they're carrying this out
Mhm.
in the court of public opinion.
Yeah, they're
So
yeah, instead of, doing what any lawyer would tell them to, is like after you file a lawsuit, radio silence. Just keep your fucking mouth shut
exactly.
until the judge or whatever legal body does their thing.
Yeah, and I really do think that people forget that silence is golden. Sometimes just shutting the
Mhm.
fuck up, it's like the best recourse. And I'm gonna compare it to something that I know people won't like, but you look at someone like Mel Gibson, actual audio of what he said and him being an absolute monster. I mean, what happened to him? I think he had to pay her a couple million, but I mean, he's still working. He's going to be doing
Mhm.
a Passion of the Christ, sequel. Don't no spoilers. But but it's one of those things where it's like like the hammer, quote unquote, being brought down. I think it's going to be so minimal at the end of the day. It's going to be interesting because now I was reading that apparently someone like dude, I feel that. Yeah, my cats definitely feel like they have it out for me constantly. But what's gonna happen here? They'll probably both have to pay some sort of settlement. Um, but if anything, I think what's interesting is like Anna Kendrick hasn't said anything, like
Mhm.
nothing in terms of
Yeah, she
support
yeah, it was like
or
she appeared on Jimmy Fallon, but that was just like, regular like movie promotion. She didn't really talk anything about Blake Lively or the whole situation.
which at this point, honestly, why would she? Like, why would she say anything? Like,
Mhm.
why drag yourself into that shit? Like, that's between
Mhm.
two other people. I wouldn't say a goddamn thing either. So I think I think she's very smart for not doing that. So here's what Canada looks like he's trying to get his shit figured out. We'll have him at some point, I'm sure. So, is it Paul Feig or is it Feig? I've actually never been
I
clear
think
on
I
that.
think it's Paul Feig.
Is Feig really okay? Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
Paul Feig.
so Paul Feig. Here's the thing, y'all. I've liked a lot of the stuff he's done. I'm not
Mhm.
crazy about Bridesmaids like a lot of people are. I think
Mhm.
it's fine, but I mean, I think I actually will say I liked the Heat better on
Mhm.
rewatch. I will say, not super uh not over the moon about it, but it's a fun comedy. But then
Mhm.
you look at the fact he directed 10 episodes of Nurse Jackie, which is a very underrated show, by the way, for those of
Mhm.
you who have not seen it. I think Spy is one of the best parody comedies in the last decade. I think Spy is excellent.
Well,
That's
where's the parody in that? That all that happened.
yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? Statham, that's maybe a top four Statham
That
role. Like
that's
he's
that's a best supporting actor for a comedy worthy performance from Jason
he's
Statham for Spy.
he's he's great in that. And one thing I will say too is I was waiting for the shoe to drop on Jude Law in that
Mhm.
movie because a lesser writer would have been like, oh, the handsome guy can't be with a thicker girl, can't have that. And it's like, no, like he actually
Mhm.
he's actually the nicest person to her in the whole fucking movie. And so but
I mean, when you have Rose Byrne just dressing her down every single scene they're in together.
yeah, hey, thanks so much for stopping in. Appreciate you. But yeah, like I really dig Spy a lot. I actually just watched it not
Mhm.
even 4 months ago because Alea hadn't seen it. And she's like, "This is fucking fun." It's like, yeah, it's a damn good flick. Um, Look, I was harsh on his Ghostbusters. I stand by
Mhm.
my criticisms. I think it's fine in parts, but I think you know, I think I think the humor just does not work for most of that film. I do think that cast could have been something, but it needed a better script.
Mhm.
Um, and then we get a simple favor in 2018, which I own. I fucking
Mhm.
adored that movie. That was an honorable mention for me that year. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, that's a movie that that became one of my comfort movies because it's just
fair.
so tightly written. Even though ostensibly it's kind of Gone Girl light,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
it's kind
Yeah,
of playing with that similar theme of mystery surrounding suburban America, but it has it so much a lighter hearted tone than I ever would have expected.
yeah, no, agreed. And then this is where we kind of get to the shit I don't like. I think Last Christmas is fucking garbage. Like I fucking hate Last Christmas. I hate
Uh,
that goddamn
oh, you
movie.
mean you mean the one where the whole twist of it is revealed in the lyrics of the song Last Christmas?
Oh my god! Like when they said they were doing that movie, I really went into it thinking they would not be dumb enough to do this. Like you are not gonna pull this shit. And then when they did, I was like, okay, I deserve this because why did I think that you'd be better? But also, fuck you for writing this, for writing it like this and doing that. Last Christmas is garbage. The School for Good and Evil is a rough watch. Like that's the
Mhm.
Netflix kind of like YA movie, which the cast is absurd in that. By the way, it's fucking Michelle Yeoh, Lawrence Fishburne, um, Kate Blanchett, Charlize Theron, Kerry Washington. Like you go down
What
the list,
the
you're like,
fuck?
yeah, no, dude, it is like I saw the cast, I was like, wait, really? It's like all these people? Yeah, fucking insane. Not a good movie though. And then Jackpot, man, y'all like Aquafina, John Cena, like that is such a rough movie to watch until the homie Shang-Chi shows up in like the last like the back half of it where it gets a little life. But that is that's such a movie that the Lonely Island could make work because that's
Mhm.
kind of similar to something like Self Reliance, which is also shorter, tighter, and funnier. So that gets us to here. That gets us to another simple favor, and I will just say after watching a simple favor, I really was sitting there going, God damn, that was a great fucking flick. There was
Mhm.
no part of me that thought that it needed a sequel. So when I heard they're doing a sequel, I was like,
I think
all right.
me, and kind of everybody collectively went, huh?
Yeah,
Why?
it just didn't seem like something, like you needed a sequel to. And I will say too, the optics of this, like, I guarantee you, like a year ago, they were thinking theatrical release on this. Like 1,000%. They're like theatrical release, yeah, full run, let's go. But ever since all this Blake Lively, Justin drama, now it's like, oh shit, maybe people won't go and see this. Like, let's put this on streaming so that we can at least make sure that that people potentially see it. And so going into this, I didn't read a review. I didn't read any reviews. I rarely read reviews going into something to watch. I will simply say, I think a lot of the people who are saying this is good, I don't know what you watched. I'm just gonna be real. I watched it last night after dinner. I got like 20 minutes in, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna eat dinner, throw on, something else. Then I come back to it, and I had an edible beforehand, so I was like, got a good like 6, 7. Usually the level I'm at when I'm consuming media and or doing a review. And so I'm sitting there watching it, and just the more I was watching it, the more my high started to wear off because I was just getting agitated. And the thing that's frustrating is there are a couple of pockets in here that I like this movie. Anna Kendrick is she's been one of my favorite actresses for a minute. I'm just such a fan of her, like not just as an actress, but just as a person. She seems just delightful. I remember seeing her in Twilight and being like, she could be something because she's trying way harder with this airhead character.
And then you watch the rest of the Twilight movies, and it was like, why did you agree to come back? It was like, you're an Oscar nominee.
I mean, easy check. I mean, I get it. There's a point where she literally shows up, gives a wedding speech, you don't see her again. Like, I'm sure that was, like that was like 3 days of shooting. I would have, fuck it, why not? I would have done that too. But also, this is kind of like with Jonathan Majors' Magazine Dreams, where it's like, is this really the time you want to put out a movie about a man who's convicted for what he was, being incredibly angry and roid driven and making really bad decisions? And then you cut to Blake Lively playing someone who is going out of their way to go ahead and fuck up with someone's reputation. She literally, like, one of the first bits of dialogue we get from her in this whole movie is her threatening to sue Anna Kendrick, and it's like, ooh, it's like, did no one in editing went like,
well, okay, that I get, but also if you didn't have that, this entire movie wouldn't make sense because Stephanie, who's played by Anna Kendrick, has no reason to go along with this whole trip to Capri that Emily is inviting her on. She literally has to be coerced into going there.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of my issues from
show. Yeah, and that's kind of something that I was like actively like in the group chat typing up like messages. It was like, okay, why the fuck would Anna Kendrick agree to this? It's like, okay. And then like 2 seconds later, the movie would answer that question. It was like, wait, why would Henry Golding come here? It was like, oh, that's why.
So the thing is, like, she would have a flimsy case at best in terms of suing her for her likeness and all. Like, true crime shit, like, people get rich off of true crime books all the fucking time. And something that actually happened to her. So she can make the argument that it's that's autobiographical on top of that because it's something that occurred to her. That's number one. Number two, there's just stuff in here that if you are a, quote, true crime detective, unquote, like, as they're pitching Stephanie, as they're pitching her, she just makes some decisions where I'm like, this is like Inspector Clouseau levels of dumb. Like, why are you like, he gives up her passport and her phone at a point, and I just went, girl, there's no goddamn reason for you to do, like, any woman, you should be doing that shit anyway.
Okay, on some level, for plot reasons, it had to happen, and that does happen if you're visiting a foreign country and a crime's committed. the police have every right to confiscate your passport until their investigation is done.
Yeah, but then she immediately goes to, "You'll be hearing from my lawyer." I'm like, why not call your lawyer now? Like like they're just like, I think the big thing of this movie is, since the first one's based on a book, it's more,
Mhm.
I don't want to say like basic, because that's like, I don't like, I'm not trying to be condescending, but it's more to the point in terms of like
Mhm.
its pacing. And there's a twist here and there, obviously, which you would expect from something like this. But in this movie, there's so many new characters introduced that you don't really spend time with. And it kind of takes me back to that movie Havoc we were talking about yesterday, where it's like everyone is playing a type in this
Mhm.
movie. Like the gay best friend in the first movie, like a little bit hamming it up, sure. In here, holy fuck! Like he's basically a caricature in this movie. Like he like, I was amazed he wasn't saying "Yas Queen" like every other sentence. Like, come on, man! Like reel this shit back a little bit. And then her black assistant, like they have her talking like Lizzo. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if Paul Feig was like, "Can I get Lizzo to replace her?" Oh, I can't. Fuck. All right. Well, let's like act like her. Like, they have this conversation about like after a death occurs, and they're just having this conversation about vital information in the middle of this hotel hallway where anyone who's just grabbing ice can hear this conversation. It's like, are you gonna come inside? Like the door's open. Like you literally just have to take 2 steps in, and boom, you're in the room. And like and shit like that kept happening. And I'm just sitting there going, like, movie, I'm trying, y'all. Like, I'm trying to give you some rope, and you're hanging yourself with it.
Mhm.
Um, One thing that I will say about this is there are these little pockets where it's almost like Anna Kendrick is rising above the script and Blake
Mhm.
Lively is rising above the script. Because when they have a couple moments, and the thing is too, they don't have a lot of moments where it's just them. Like
Mhm.
they have like one scene kind of like early-ish on, outside of the whole book confrontation, but there's other people in that fucking scene. They have one moment where they're like on the edge, like by the edge of this like cliff, and they're having this
Mhm.
conversation. That's an interesting little bit that I actually went, okay, there's actually some tension here. Like I'll
Mhm.
give you that. And then there's a scene where they're like swimming like at night. Blake Lively's character. What's Blake Lively's character name again? Remind me.
Emily.
Thank
Emily.
you. Where Emily and her are like swimming, and they're having like a one-on-one kind of conversation. That was actually a good scene. I was like, okay, like that's all right, like that's
It's
good.
like, yeah, and I kind of have that too. It's like this movie, it feels like it's kind of spinning its wheels. Okay, we had this movie, A Simple Favor, which was beloved and had a lot of critical praise for it. And in this one, it felt like they were struggling to find a plot to continue with these characters.
A
And
1000%.
every time Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively are on screen together as Stephanie and Emily, this movie I'm gripped to my seat. I love it. It's like their chemistry, it's great. There are like lines of dialogue here where it got hard belly laughs out of me between the two of them. And it's all quick and very snappy. Everything else in the movie, I was just like, okay, can we get back to the meat of why we're here?
So my big thing at this point is I need movies to justify their existence.
Mhm.
Like they have to at this point, especially if you're doing a sequel that feels like a cash grab. And as I'm sitting there watching this, I'm like, is there anything about this that is for me as good as the first one or exceeds the first one? And the answer is no for me. Oh, what's the homie? Henry Golding. Love
Mhm.
this dude. Love him so goddamn much. I wish he would get more starring shit because he fucking deserves it. He's like charismatic guy. He's fucking handsome. Um, got an ass on him. Like what else could you want? Um, but I won't lie. Like when he shows up, especially, like, he was kind of like the energy I needed. And by the way, spoilers on this, because like I have to get the spoilers to talk
Mm.
about certain things. When he showed up, I was like, okay, he kind of has to be here, I guess. But even his logic of being like, oh, I came this kind of to watch the fireworks. It's like, she tried to put you in jail, dog. Like
She had
you
you
could,
framed for murder. I mean,
like,
I get you had to go there to like bring your son to the wedding, but you can just like go to a different bar at the hotel, guy.
yeah, like you didn't need to be there.
Mm.
But he gets some of the best lines. Like he really gets my favorite lines in the movie. He's the one person in this that I was like, oh, okay, you're acting like an actual human being. Like when he's talking about having sex with Emily, and I'm blanking on the
I was
punchline.
like, I was like, I can't believe I fucked you both. that was a thing in the first movie.
Which I mean, dude, like I mean, I think you're winning a
Bro.
lot. Like I think
Oh
you're,
god,
yeah.
the fucking saddest bit is like because we're in spoilers, right?
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah,
like, of course with the sequel with Scream rules, you have to have a bigger body count. I'm just
yeah,
kind of like sad how he went out because he did because it cuts to him like
yeah.
in the shower, like whacking it and saying Stephanie's name, and he couldn't get it up. It was like
Yeah,
he's
which
got
I
the
mean,
whiskey to
yeah, like oh, you couldn't come one more time before you got
uh
killed. Like that's a bummer. I will say too, I think that death sucked. I thought that death
mm,
was so dumb, and like the way it was handled. I was like, first off, what fucking like what drug kicks in that quick? Like I think it actually would have been
mm,
more impactful to show him throughout like suffering throughout the night as opposed to
mm,
just like bleeding out from his eyes and ears and ass and up he's dead. Like it like you don't there's no weight to the death because it happens so
mm.
quickly. Secondly, him at the wedding was actually funny. Just taught like being like that drunk, like I like like you're both bitches, which he's not wrong. They are both bitches.
That's true. Yeah, they both kind of suck.
Yeah, but that was
I
like
mean,
my
and that's like my thing because they try to inject some I felt like some commentary with the whole nature of true crime because there's a subplot in here where one of the subjects that Stephanie covered on her blog, who was potentially a pedophile who died by suicide, and they imply that maybe she got it wrong, which okay, explore that a little bit more to
yeah,
add more depth to Stephanie's character. But the movie completely gives up on that and even
a
just like
thousand percent.
and just completely undoes all of that dramatic tension at the very last scene of the in the movie. It's like, yeah, that that guy that killed himself that you investigated, they found concrete proof, which okay, how? First
Yeah,
off, and
yeah,
secondly,
and then just wave that all. So that was where I just started going like I don't like this at all because you're right. That actual concept of her getting it wrong, it's like this is random, but stick with me here. It's
mm,
one of my favorite things about Punisher Warzone, where
mm,
Punisher kills that guy and he finds out he's an FBI agent. And he's like, "Oh shit, I overstepped my
mm.
boundaries. Like I'm done with this shit." Like having that character, having the wrestle with that. That's
Yeah,
an
even
interesting
yeah,
bit.
Punisher season 2, where
Yeah,
it's after he raids Billy's compound and he just shoots blindly into a window, and he goes up to it and sees a bunch of dead bodies of some women that he's led to believe he killed, and he
yeah,
just catatonic for like an entire episode.
yeah, so like that can work. And I was like, "Oh, that's a very interesting wrinkle," and they just abandoned it. And I just went, "That's so goddamn frustrating. Like this is something that had some potential meat on the bones, and you just went, no, we're good." And then like the thing is too, this movie needs to convince you, somewhat at least,
Mhm.
that Emily is likable. And there's
Mhm.
no part of me, as I'm watching the whole film, I went, okay,
I
well,
don't. I think in the first movie it worked so much better because that movie is told from Stephanie's perspective. We're supposed
yes,
to kind of be entrapped by the mystery of Emily as a person. And, seeing the, depth and layers to that character as we learn more and more about her. And here, that mystery is gone.
Yeah.
So it's just going for twists for the sake of shock.
Yeah, and actually, I think that, to your point, I think what an interesting wrinkle would have been is if we got it entirely from Emily's perspective. Like if we start off with her in prison and she sees like the true crime blog or whatever, like that. I think that change up would have really actually helped this movie because it's told somewhat from Stephanie's perspective, but then also like the narration drops at so many points, so you're more just watching it as opposed to being engulfed in it. I can't believe I'm saying this either. I love this actress. I thought Alison Janney was terrible in this. Like I thought she was just like going through the motions. Like I was shocked, to be honest, like how I thought she was. And it's funny because as I'm watching this, I was Emily's new boo, Dante, who's played by Michel Morone. I was like, as I was watching this movie,
he's the 365 days guy.
Motherfucker! As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh god damn it, no!" Like my brain went back to when I watched 365 Days in the next 365, and I was just like, "Oh god damn!" So what's so funny, dude? And I didn't put it in the chat because I was like, I don't, we try not to spoil in the chat because we actually, we have some integrity in there. But as soon as I saw him, I was like, okay, he's gay in this. And Alea kind of looked at me. She was like, what? I was like, because I watched 365 Days, and those movies are twists for the sake of twists. So I was like, okay, what is like the most derpy thing they could do to try to get to this point? I was like, oh my god, he's gay. He's gay for the other dude. And as soon as they revealed that shit, I looked at the TV and I was like, of course, because of course you would do this shit. Because why wouldn't you do this shit? And that becomes really my big, just like, get the fuck out of here with this movie. The implication just being like, if you're gay, not white, and you're on vacation, your ass is cooked. You are you are getting killed. There is no way to avoid it. There is nowhere you can hide. And the way that it is presented, I just went, like, this is a twist for the sake of a twist. And I know that there are going to be some people, dumb people, who are like, but come on, Hunter, they're having fun. Why are we still doing this as an excuse, people? Like, I'm sorry, Adam Sandler doesn't get that fucking rope. Like, I wasn't watching the grown-ups and being like, oh, but look at all these multimillionaires having fun and laughing. Like, why wouldn't I pay to watch someone else have fun? Why, fuck. Why would I get a lap dance in the strip club? Let me buy lap dances for everyone else. No, fuck that. I'm not here to watch other people.
Oh my god, dude.
And pay for it. Like, no, man. Like, I'm over this shit, dude. I'm over giving C's in the class, man. Like, and that was the thing that probably just frustrated me the most. That at the end of the day, I will say, look, fair is fair. I'm always fair. The cinematography in some parts is so goddamn pretty. It angered me because I'm like, I've seen you do this before. The last movie, like, I know you can do, like, the actual inside of the wedding venue where they have like it looks very much like a fairy tale. Holy shit, it's gorgeous at the wedding. Like, I was looking at the wedding, I was like, I'd go to this wedding. I mean, not if it was Blake Lively, but like I'd go to a wedding like this. Like, it's fucking gorgeous. The wedding itself, beautiful. And then, but then there's just stuff aesthetically that I went, like, a director should know this. Like, there's a point where where Emily is walking down the aisle, and like her wedding dress has like red on the back, like on the very end of it. But the aisle is so narrow that it's actually like scrunching up the dress, and I'm like, God, just widen this shit a foot. Like, come on, like people, like, details. They're important. And there's stuff like that. I'll throw out another example since we're in full spoilers. What's her son's name? Nick. Nick, I think.
Yeah, Nikki.
Nicky. Okay, thank you. There's a point where he gets drugged. He's drugged. He's a kid. He's been drugged, and he wakes up from his slumber in about 5 minutes to go ahead and grab his drone that he's been using. Where did he get the controller for the drone again? It is never explained. It just pops up in his hand like fucking Minecraft. And I'm just
he's a Gen Z iPad kid. They just have that shit in their pocket at all times.
I just I was like, God, like, come on, but come on, man, fucking drugs don't wear off that quick. Like, it's like, especially if it's a fucking like tranquilizer like he got, come on, people, come on, I'm trying to be fair, and like, I went to bed last night because I was gonna review this last night. And I was so mad. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep on this. Like, I'm gonna sleep on it. Like, so I can at least be in my, But when I woke up, one of the first thoughts I had, I was like, God damn, I really hate Another Simple Favor. It bugged me. Moving on to just a few other things. If you're Italian in this movie, holy fuck! Oh man, I'm sorry. If you are Italian, I said it in the group chat last night. The clip of Peter from Family Guy going boppity boppy, boppity boop. Like, that's essentially what this movie's. Because anyone who's Italian in this movie is treated like a stereotype. They're dumb as fuck. Anna Kendrick, Stephanie's maid that she ends up working with. Oh my God in heaven, she's like the dumbest woman in the world. Like, Stephanie's talking to her about like, okay, I need to hide. Like, can you hide me in your cart? She's like, okay, here, get in my cart. And there's a clear trash bag, like you can see through it. And she's like, well, I can't get in here because you can like see through it. And she's like, no, yeah, it's a trash bag. You can get in here and I can roll you. And she's like, yeah, but it's clear. And I'm sitting here going, he thinks this is funny. This isn't funny. This is like really dumb, actually. And it makes her look incompetent as fuck. Like, you wouldn't need to say multiple times, this is a transparent trash bag. You can see through this shit. It's like, yeah, I can literally see through the shit. And it's like, but it's like, no. Like, this is just like, this is how Italians are. This crazy Italian maids. It's like, oh my God. All right, fine. I guess we're doing this. The triplet thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I just
they name dropped the third triplet in the first movie.
They did, yes. So I will give them that. They did establish that. But as I'm sitting here watching it, because Canada even said in the chat, he's like, Hunter, they're triplets. I'm like, oh, I remember, dude. I was like, I rewatched it. I rewatched The Simple Favor like 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm on point. I know what I'm talking about. The whole triplet thing is
that's just silly.
It's not only is it silly.
That is pulled out of your ass to justify a second movie.
So not just that, but it does something that I straight up went, yeah, fuck this movie just on this alone. So there's a point where Emily reveals that she's been not Emily. Like she's been basically Rapunzeled for a couple of days. Like, she's been locked away in this room. And that what's the triplet
Charity.
Thank you. And Charity has been like cosplaying as her, basically. And so we flash back to Emily, and she gets tranquilized by Charity, and Charity straight up assaults her. Like, there's no other way to put it. She straight up assaults her. And the movie treats it like a joke. Like, it's funny. And I'm sitting there watching it like, really? Like, we're just doing this? And the thing is, and I had the same complaint about The Brutalists, and I had so many people going like, oh, come on, Hunter, you're being too... No, fam, I'm consistent on this shit. You don't get to have a scene involving SA and not give it the gravity that something like that entails. That's something that drove me nuts about Seth Rogen's Observe and Report, because it does the exact same fucking thing, and I was like, this is fucking irresponsible. Why the fuck is this being played off like a joke? Like, that this is not funny.
Yeah, I'll defend Observe and Report. I don't think that's supposed to be like funny.
Okay.
Observe and Report's supposed to be like something like Taxi Driver or something more recent like Art of Self-Defense. You're supposed to like be disturbed by it, I think.
Okay. Because she does the whole don't stop, fucker, and I was just like, yeah, no, fam, like you're not, no. But here it is so waved off, like, because even Stephanie goes like, oh, are we not going to talk about? She's like, oh yeah, like it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. Like Quagmire, like, no, it's not all right. Like, no, that is actually fucking terrible. And the fact that the movie just goes, I was like, okay, cool. Like, fuck this just off that alone. And it's done so late in the movie, there is no time to let that sit, because they just have to move on to wrap everything else up. That left a really gross taste in my mouth, like a really gross taste in my mouth. And in the last 20 minutes, if you're just into twists for the sake of twists, then the last 20 minutes are for you, because that's where shit just starts, like it just starts popping off. I will say, at the actual wedding, there is a shot of Kendrick where she like turns by the stone wall and like fireworks shoot up, and it's actually my favorite shot in the whole movie. There are points with the cinematography and the direction where there's some actual cool shots in this movie. The script for me is just so goddamn maddening, and I was just getting so incredibly frustrated. It feels like at points like the first film never happened, because Stephanie's supposed to be more confident. She's supposed to be, like kind of feeling herself a little bit. Like okay, cool. Outside of like the one dress she wears for the wedding, they basically have her dressed like a fucking college student. Like it's a fucking Sisterhood of Traveling Pants movie. Like there's a point where she's wearing like this literal like tourist short shirt and like short and like jeans on like she's a fashionable woman. Like she runs a fucking blog talking about fashion and like shouldn't she have cooler come on, wardrobe department? Like what are we or costume department? What are we doing here? And I didn't get to Emily's mother-in-law or her new mother-in-law, but the fact this movie sets up a third one, nah, fam. No, absolutely fucking not. There's no part of me I want to see a sequel to this shit. Like you've burned your goodwill with me at this point. There's a truth serum scene in here that I just went, oh my god! Like I just like, please make this stop. I'm so over this. It's just.
It goes on for so long, but it ended on a punchline that got a legit laugh out of me.
What was the punchline? I can't even.
Oh, it was like calling back to the first movie. It was like, okay, tell me something that only Emily would know. It's like, Jesus Christ, I do not have time for this brother fucker.
Oh yeah,
like, that whole monologue got a laugh out of me.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll give you that punchline. That was funny, but getting the final thoughts. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to. Oh yeah, there's one punchline that I legit like. I actually had to pause the movie to go like, what the fuck? So her son gets expelled. Stephanie's son gets expelled from this camp that he's sent to, and it's like, oh, he hotwired a car. And without missing a beat, Stephanie's just like, oh man, like goddamn GTA. I'm like, they don't show you how to hotwire a car. Like you literally just
she's a suburban mom. She doesn't actually monitor the fucking video games.
Like they have fucking simulators for like everything now. I don't want to hear that shit. Like I was just like okay. Also, from a plot point, and I have not seen anyone bring this up, so I will bring it up. The fact that her new husband, that Dante,
Mhm,
burns his prenup in a very
mhm.
theatrical show of like, I believe in our love and da da da. Um, they pulled in It's Always Sunny. I'm sorry, your lawyer would have a copy of that. They're acting like fucking
Yeah,
mad. The
that's
fucking
like that's like the whole idea. It's like it's symbolic more than anything.
but the mom freaks out like it's good. Like I'm just like, guys, like people, like come on, like, that's not how things work. Like I just and the last thing I will say before I throw it back to you for final thoughts is
Mhm.
um her what's the kid
Yeah,
Nikki
Nikki.
Nikki's dad died. He does not cry. He does not freak out. There is no show of him. I was like, oh man, this kid's acting like his goldfish died. Like there is nothing with this kid. He doesn't say I miss my dad. Like there's no reaction.
Yeah, because
As
he's not in the movie
I know,
for like
but
a
like
huge chunk of it.
you would think that you would have the son of the main character at least some like have a scene where they get to at least like he doesn't even talk to Anna Kendrick about it. It's like give him something like Jesus Christ like and I just felt like for a movie that's 2 hours, which is insane. I can't believe this shit is 2 hours.
Oh, fuck! I didn't know
Like
this. I didn't realize this was that long. Fuck.
yeah, it feels that long for me too. I thought A Simple Favor moved at such a brisk pace. Like I did not feel the runtime at all. Like I think it's like just under. I think the first one's just under 2 hours. I think it's like
Yeah,
maybe like an hour 50.
117 minutes. Yeah,
Uh,
117 minutes. Just 3 minutes
okay,
shy of 2 hours.
yeah, that's wild to me because I did not think like I still remember watching the first like rewatching it last week and going like that did not feel like 2 hours at all. And this man, this for me felt every bit of 2 hours. Like it felt every bit of 2 hours. Um, there's a point where they're trying to get Stephanie off the island, so they send one FBI agent. That alone is something that's so goddamn stupid. You would sit like for the fucking
You
mob.
said
You're gonna
the
send
most incompetent FBI
yeah.
agent. Someone
You're
who's
sending
fresh out of Quantico. Oh,
yeah, you're sending one goddamn like come on, people. Like there's so many just things like this where I'm like even if I wasn't trying to be even I'm not trying to be harsh, like at some point, like I can't keep giving you points just because I like the original movie.
mhm.
So for me, like I'm gonna give it my most pretentious grade. I'm gonna give it an F plus because there is stuff there's a few things here and there. There's probably about 10 minutes of this movie that I actually enjoyed. But for
Mhm.
something that's 2 hours, it's like I'm not paying y'all to go ahead and have a vacation on my dime, on my Amazon Prime dime. Like I'm not I'm not doing that, people. Like you need to and Bradley, since he's not here, I'll talk shit about him. But it's really frustrating because
Mhm.
like from a cinematography perspective, there's some great stuff in here, and there are a couple lines of dialogue that did work for me. But at some point, it's like you got to be able to deliver, and the amount of twists that are just pulled here, um, especially at the end with the triplet, where I just went, okay, I was like, this is how they're like,
Yeah,
this is how they're doing
yeah, it's like and I think I brought this up when I talked about some of Shyamalan's early movies, and also with Companion. It's like a twist shouldn't just completely change the story of the movie. It shouldn't just be there for a reveal, and the movie's building up to a twist. A twist, a good in a great twist should be the foundation of it should be laid out in
yeah,
in the story you are like in Companion, which I know you just watched.
yeah,
Every like reveal just recontextualized everything that came before,
yeah.
but it didn't. But what came before worked on its own without.
Agreed. And I just I was frustrated watching this because I know Paul Feig, whatever. I know he can do better. I've seen him do better. We talked about, we spent the first bit talking about
Mhm.
his great shit,
Mhm.
and I don't know what's happening. I don't. And hearing him be like, Blake Lively's lovely and da da da. It's like, here's the thing, dude. Just because that's your experience with her doesn't mean that's everyone else's.
Mhm.
Like I know you're sticking up for your girl, but you know, sit your ass down. Like you need to start writing better. And I don't know if he needs a writing partner. I don't know if he's just he's hit that level where he can be comfortable and just not really try. But there's just so many bits in this movie where I was just really frustrated. Um, yeah. So F+ for me.
Mhm.
Um, if you're a completionist, sure, watch it, I guess. But I mean, look, I watched Shrek the Third, so what am I, what am I gonna tell you? What am I gonna tell you? Sometimes you watch bad sequels, but yeah, this was a man. I hope the back half of the year is better, man. Like I know I haven't seen Sinners yet, and
Mhm.
I'm hearing you know,
Ooh.
and I'm hearing good stuff about Thunderbolts, but like
Mhm.
it feels like every year until June, there's like 4 or 5 movies that I just watch where I'm just like, God damn, Hollywood, like, are you just done trying? Like, I haven't even watched Mufasa, The Lion King yet, which I'm sure I will feel the exact, like, I will not like either. So I just, yeah, like, people, like, can y'all try? You're multi-billion-dollar companies. Like, come on, like, fucking stop skimping. And I already went off on Disney about Renner, which, by the way, Disney, what the fuck? Stop being cheap. I see what you charge for mouth ears, motherfucker. You can go ahead and pay your meter. But yeah, F+ for me. Nick,
Okay.
your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Okay. I was kind of in the same boat as you. I wasn't really looking forward to this. I love the first movie, but I don't see any justification for there being a sequel. And watching the movie, outside of like maybe I'd say a solid 10 minutes of this where I was gripped to my screen when Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick are on screen together, shooting the shit, being reigniting that chemistry that worked so well from the first movie. That was about it. That was all that I can sing this movie's praises about. I feel like the movie is too long. I feel like it relies too heavily on bits and jokes that just don't work. And Paul Feig is one of those guys. He is only ever as good as the screenplay he's working.
1,000%.
And here it's very mediocre. Twists just come out of nowhere and just feel like they're forced to just shock you, which is no surprise because one of the writers on this, Jessica Sharzer, she wrote for a long time on American Horror Story.
Oh fuck, that makes so much sense. Because I was about to bring up like Days of Our Lives in General Hospital.
Mhm.
That's literally what American Horror Story. God damn it. Okay, well that
Mhm.
puts a ton of perspective. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but for a long portions of this movie, I just felt kind of bored unless it was Kendrick and Lively on screen, and I think those scenes are so good, but I can't give this anything higher than let's see, you do the letter grades.
We do.
I'd say a low D minus,
Okay.
bordering on an F.
That's fair. That's totally fair. For I like it for me
Mhm.
the essay thing was just the nail in the coffin. After I saw that, I was like, yep, there's no escaping an F at this
It
point.
it felt like it felt like the movie wanted to try and like capture the shock of the Anna Kendrick reveal in the first movie, but it went about it just in the wrong way.
Yeah, and I will say too, as someone who's watched the show a lot because it's on Peacock. Actually,
Mhm.
I even used to watch it when it was on Oxygen, just to date
Mhm.
myself here. Um, Watch Snapped if you like shit like
Mhm.
this. Snapped is great. Snapped is like a fucked show, but it's fascinating in terms of some of the cases. But this just for me, yeah, it just didn't work, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, I had someone on Blue Sky hit me up and go like, "Oh my gosh, why? What did you like about it?" and I literally listed like 10 things, and they're like, "Damn!" I was like, "You asked me." It's like don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. But what I will say is, it's going to be interesting to see what Kendrick does next because I sing the praises of Woman of the Hour last year.
I still haven't watched it.
You need to check that out. That's really a movie Netflix should have gotten behind instead of Amelia Perez, which
Hey, they could either back women or they could back trans women. That is like either one. They can't do both.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one or the other.
Yeah,
and trans women aren't women, but
they are. But also you back the extremely terrible trans woman. It's like come on, Netflix.
Okay, well, back her. It was like, okay, wait a minute. She's under fire for what?
Yeah, dude, that. By the way, real quick, just because Nick and I do best stuff, worst stuff, and we put work in. I was telling, I think I watched like 200 films last year. Like I didn't even log everything I watched on Letterboxd. Like I watched a ton of film last year. The fact that the Academy voters are now just being required to watch everything, fuck out of here.
That is some
bullshit. Yeah, like we put more effort into our pods than the fucking fuck out of here with that. Like I read that and I cannot even express the rage that I felt. I was like,
I wasn't mad about it because it was something I already knew.
Yeah, like it was
like one of those dirty little secrets of the whole film industry.
Yeah, I guess it's like if you're not going to appreciate, like like I talk about, like I'm very lucky to get screeners. And it's like if you're going to give that privilege to someone, let them take advantage of it, and don't treat it like it's nothing. Like that drove me nuts. I will bitch about that way more as we get closer to Oscar season. 10 months from now, but yeah. So yeah, D- and an F plus. I love the F plus so much.
I just keep thinking about Community, about how they started a whole riot for minuses are made up.
Yeah, I mean, not wrong, but like grading scales are a whole thing. But yeah, y'all. So another simple favor. It's streaming on Prime Video. I will say too, at least it's on streaming. At least you don't have to go to a theater and see this. Because if I had to go to a theater and see this, this would be a
I would be way meaner to this movie if I had to pay to see it, or use one of my AMC credits.
Yeah, if this was a crap movie, yeah, that's money literally just gone. It's like I could use this for anything else. So yeah, no, that's fair. But I will just say in closing, like I'm over giving streaming a pass. Like stuff on streaming shouldn't just exist to fit, especially with the rate they're pulling shit off streaming. Like if you're gonna put something out on streaming, you should be treating it with the same quality and care that you treat anything. So I'm happy at least to report that A Simple Favor still holds up. Because I won't lie, after watching this, I was like, "Wait, do I hate A Simple Favor?" Like, no, you just watch it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, this movie, it's not great, but it's not bad on the level of something like Argyle, where it made me actively question how much I liked Matthew Vaughn as a filmmaker.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, but I think, look, I mean, I won't lie to y'all. There's a world, I don't know what else can come out the rest of the year, but is there a world where this is like in that same ilk as something like Kind of Pregnant? Like, I hope not. I hope it doesn't get much worse this year. But as someone who watched Kind of Pregnant and wanted to actively drink like eat Tide Pods after watching it, I don't know.
You watch that movie and then you start thinking, you know what? Maybe the Supreme Court was too kind to women.
Jesus. Like, yeah, Amy Schumer's still getting that bat to something I do not fucking understand. But yeah, F plus D minus for Another Simple Favor. All right, y'all. I have done an interview and a review and this review, so I'm gonna go eat because it's almost 4 and I have not eaten yet, so I'm gonna go do that. But
Jesus
before we,
Christ, eat
yeah,
something.
dude, I know, man. I got a 100-minute walk in too. Like I've got 10 apps done. Like I've been an adult my ass off. So I'm actually gonna go chill. No, thank you. Nick, if you please tell the people where they can find you before we get out of here.
All right, you can find me on all the social media on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd. And at Night and Day Nick, you can find my show, The Afternoon Tune, streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/afternoon tune, youtube.com/The Afternoon Tune, and anywhere you listen to podcasts, The Afternoon Tune.
Yeah, and you're doing. Are you doing Thunderbolts tonight? Or
I still haven't heard from Josh or Dusk. I think Josh is still on his work trip, and I haven't heard back from Dusk. I was trying to see if somebody could cover down for him, but I haven't gotten any answers.
fair? Okay. So and then
But next stream I hosted, we're going to be doing a review for Thunderbolt and for The Accountant 2, both movies that I can say that they're good. Go see them.
Okay. So I will say, as someone who actually just watched The Accountant for the first time this week, I actually really enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Yeah, and Bernthal right now, like Bernthal is like pretty much a day one watch for me.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and
like,
The
that
Accountant
dude.
2 is basically the Bernthal and Affleck show. It's like
Okay,
I
and
want
that's
9 more buddy action movies with them two together.
perfect. So I mean, like I'm excited for that. So and Kendrick apparently has said she's game for Accountant 3 because
Cool.
yeah, because yeah, because the director came out and talked about that last week. So yeah, so I will say just real quick, I'm looking forward to whatever Kendrick does next because I think she's a really talented director. Um, yeah, I think she's a real talented director, so it'll be interesting to see what she does moving forward. As far as your boy, God, what am I doing? I think I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow. Wait, is AEW on? Yeah, AEW's on tomorrow, so I'll probably might do a collision watch along. I will keep y'all updated on that. As far as what I've got coming up, pardon me, I'll have a review next. Actually, probably I might wait till my birthday month. I might wait till next month, but I will have a review coming up for Daredevil Born Again season 1. We'll be reviewing that. I don't really know what I'm gonna review next week. I'm gonna figure. Oh no, what am I talking about? I'm reviewing Andor season 1. I'm reviewing Andor
Okay.
season 1 next week. I have not watched any of it, so that I've well, dude, I've been avoiding spoilers. Like that's my superpowers. I can avoid spoilers. I know nothing about Andor. I know nothing about what happens. I don't know shit about the show, so I'm legitimately excited to get into it. So gonna have a review for Andor season 1 next week at some point. I'm gonna have a review for Shrinking season 1 and season 2 because I just binged that. Um, like really, really excited to actually talk about that. It's really nice to see Harrison Ford have some fun and not, just look and be miserable. I'm so excited to talk about that. And then I am gonna watch because Jamarco and Brandon, I think you two have been hyping up the studio.
Yes, that show's so great.
I haven't started it yet. Actually, I'll probably start. I'll watch episode 1 tonight at some point. But when that ends, I will be reviewing the studio season 1 as well. So got some fun stuff coming up for y'all. I am gonna try to sneak to the theater and see Thunderbolts and Sinners on Monday because I think I have 2 movie credits. So I might do a double feature.
That might be a great double feature.
So I think I'm gonna try to sneak to the theater and do that. Because I have these movie pass credits that I need to use, and so I actually don't have to spend money because I already have the credits. So yay!
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But as far as the podcast, everywhere you listen to podcasts, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. You can find the show on YouTube at The Real Pineapple, REEL Pineapple. Find me on, what's it called? Blue Sky. at Real Pineapple, that be Sky.social. Hit me up on IG at JHunter Real Pineapple. Same on TikTok, JHunter Real Pineapple, and like both of the Facebook pages at The Real Pineapple and Real Pineapple Games. I think tomorrow, like I said, I might do an AEW Collision stream. I might do a Batman Telltale Games stream because I haven't streamed that in a bit. But Nick, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you. Go check out Afternoon Tune, as I mentioned. Just reviewed Revenge of the Sith on there. That was an absolute joy. But everyone, please stay safe out there. Take care of each other. Give someone a hug. Give someone a compliment. We got you some more positivity. And never forget, as always, to keep it real. Thank you so much, y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Cheers.